Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we're gonna be giving you guys 10 questions to ask before getting married.
So to keep things interesting, we've each chosen 5 questions and we have not seen each other's questions. So these answers are gonna be very raw and probably a little bit funny. So as you can see, it's currently our coffee time. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and stay tuned.
If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Ellen. My husband and I vlog our pregnancy journey, and we also do lifestyle videos as well. As you can see, I am 25 weeks pregnant. So don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time a new video comes out. Also follow me on Instagram. Okay, let's get started. So question number 1, do you want kids and how important is that to you?
Yes, very important to be on the same page with that.
Yes, I feel like a lot of the times, people ask that and they are not on the same page, but they think, oh, once we're married, as time goes on, we will be on the same page, and I think that might be a little bit of a red flag.
Yeah, a lot of times people think someone will change their mind or maybe they'll go back on their original answer to that question, but most of the time you're gonna want what you want, so.
Yeah.
But funny enough, actually, I've always been the type to want kids. Being a father to me is one of the greatest blessings ever, and I can't wait to meet our little one. Funny enough, Ellen actually wasn't so sure about wanting kids when we first met.
Yeah.
That was actually something that as we got to know each other and as she got to know me, then she started being more open to the possibility, like, okay, I can see myself having kids with this guy. You're happy now, though, right?
I am very happy now. Okay, next question.
All right, so question number 2. Do you share the same perfect Saturday? Now what I mean by that, there's some couples where one person likes to go out all the time on a Saturday, maybe the other person likes to stay in a little bit more and watch a movie. We live in South Florida. There's a lot of people here that love to just go out to the club at nights every single Saturday. We actually found pretty early in our marriage that we both enjoy the same type of Saturday. We both enjoy staying in. We're not so much of the type to go out clubbing all the time and partying and all that stuff. We will every now and then, but every weekend gets a little bit much, so.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No expansion.
I was not expecting that. This is gonna be funny because I have no idea what he's asking, so I'm pretty sure some questions are gonna take me off guard. But yes, that's an important question. You're basically saying if you're a homebody, maybe you shouldn't marry someone who's like a party animal.
Yes, because
that's basically what
you're gonna be upset when they go out all the time and you just want to stay home. So
yes.
Like anything else, there's balances, but it's important to have at least some similarities in that respect.
Okay, next question. What are your views on gender roles?
Well, that's a good one.
That is extremely important. Now, let me kind of get into it a little bit. And this goes especially if you don't live with the person before you get married. For example, if you are the type of person that you don't want to be the only one cleaning the house, cooking, doing all these things, and your husband is just there watching TV, it's an important question to ask. You know, I got lucky. Eric helps me out with everything and we do things together, but that's not how a lot of relationships are. For example, since I got pregnant, I stopped doing a lot of things around the house. And thankfully, Eric stepped in and he's doing everything. He's doing the dishes and he's cleaning the floors and he's making food for me, bringing it into the bedroom.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So that's his personality and I love that. But imagine if he wasn't like that and he was a type that was like, no, that's your job, you know? So that's what I mean by gender roles.
Yeah, to me, cleaning and things like that is not a woman's job or anything like that. We share the cleaning responsibilities and responsibilities around the house. Now, there are some things that are kind of obvious to us where, you know, if I have to go climb a tree and cut down a branch or something, I'm not gonna make her do it.
Like the pool, no, I'm not doing anything
Yeah.
dealing with the pool. He cleans the pool and he keeps up with that.
Yeah, so there are certain things that I'll do and she'll never do and vice versa, but we do share a lot of responsibilities as well around the house and in life in general.
Okay, next question.
All right, so question 4 before getting married. Are there any hobbies or activities that you will never give up? Now, this one is an important one for many couples because sometimes the other person before the marriage might expect their new spouse to kind of give things up, and you're married now, so you got to do things a certain way. But for us, we think that there are certain things that we love and we will never give up. My example of that is I love college football. So yeah. During the fall, she knows that every Saturday it is college football day.
Yeah.
So that is something that I just can't, that is part of me and what I've done since I was a kid. So that is something that I would just never want to give up and kind of a hobby of mine.
Yeah, so in the beginning of our relationship, that was a bit annoying for me because I'm not the type to want to just spend every single weekend watching football. And he's the type that like, even if there's something important, no, football has to come first.
Yes,
But,
like we planned our wedding around a football game.
yeah, we planned vacations and things like that around football games.
During our honeymoon, I watched at 2 a.m. due to time differences, a football game because I needed to get that time.
Now though, I know how important it is for him, and it is something that only comes once a year. So I try to get into it with him and I try to watch it with him so that we can have that as a bonding experience. And I'm actually starting to look forward to it a little bit. So
there you go.
Things grow on you.
I used to have to drag her to the games. Now I think she can't wait, so.
Oh, I wouldn't say all that. When I met Eric, I was huge into running. In the beginning, he was super into it and he would run with me. We would do running. We went to Chicago. We did a half marathon in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
But little by little, I realized that it's not really his thing.
No, I prefer sports where you're getting a physical activity while actually doing something instead of just running in a straight line. But I did it in the beginning to make her happy.
Exactly.
Because that's important. But
to make me happy.
Yes.
Okay, so next question. Question number 5.
I can't wait.
And I think this is a good one. I know like a lot of people don't get into this question, but okay. How is your credit score?
Well, lucky for me, mine was excellent, so.
It's not just about the number. I think it's just to go into finances and how one deals with finances, because I mean, this is your future you're talking about. So you need to know that not only you're on the same page, but that you're marrying someone who's responsible.
And for some reason, talking about finances before marriage is like a taboo subject or something like that, but it really shouldn't be, because now when you get married to someone, your finances are my finances, your debt is my debt, your expenses are my expenses, your income is now my income. Everything typically starts to become one once you get married. So these are important questions to ask and make sure that you're both on the same page in terms of how money is spent and how you look at finances and things like that.
Like debt is a big thing. A lot of people keep debt a secret from their partners, and then they get married and then they find out that they're in like this huge debt. So I think it's important to talk about it. Before we continue, let's take a little break because I have something really cool to talk to you guys about. Today is the premiere of the Pull Up podcast hosted by Kate, who is a very close friend of mine. So please go check it out. I'm actually a guest on the podcast. We talk about online dating and how I met Eric. So really go check it out. I'm gonna link everything in the description below. And also follow the Pull Up Podcast on Instagram. You guys will not regret it.
All right, now back to the questions. Question number 6. What are your family traditions during the holidays? Now this is a good one because again, this gets back to now your families are kind of becoming one, and sometimes there could be a lot of differences between how one family does things during the holidays or in general and how the other family does things. So my wife Ellen is Brazilian, so any Brazilians out there, you know that during the New Year, everyone has to wear white and you put on the show in Rio de Janeiro and you just have to see everything that's happening over there. So no, it's really a great time. You know, you just have to kind of get used to the new traditions that you might not be used to, and it's important to kind of know what each family does during the holidays and special moments throughout the year.
Okay, question number 7. What are your views on your wife being a stay-at-home mom or a working mom? This is an important question. If you are someone who you think that once you have kids, you want to be a stay-at-home mom, that is definitely a question that you have to ask your partner, because if that's not something they want, that might be an issue. Or if your partner expects you to be a stay-at-home mom, but you have a career, you want to work, that's something that needs to be discussed. Right? Don't you think so?
Yeah, I mean, to me as a new father to be, that is the greatest gift that a woman could give to the family, is making a home for the family.
Aww. But yeah, now that I am pregnant though, and as time passes by, I do take that under consideration, and it's definitely something that we'll revisit and see what we're gonna do.
Yeah. So for anyone that's thinking about getting married, before you get married, it's important to note and know what the other person wants in terms of whether they want the husband to stay home or the wife to stay home or both to be working. There's infinite amount of combinations that could happen, so you need to be on the same page in terms of what your family wants. All right, so question number 8. Are you still friends or talk to any of your exes still?
That's a really good one, actually.
Yeah, because
I didn't even think about that one. We think the same, whereas the past is the past, you move on, you forget about it.
a lot of times some people stay friends with an ex and they're perfectly platonic and everything is fine and they're just friends, and some people are capable of that, but the other person might not be okay with that. Before you get married, it's important to know where the person stands on that and if they do have friends and if that might be an issue with you guys.
Question number 9. How do you deal with boundaries when it comes to in-laws?
That is a big one.
That is huge, and it's something that maybe doesn't get talked a lot, and this is regardless of how your in-laws are. You can have a great relationship with them or you cannot have a great relationship with them. It's just something that needs to be talked about, because it's different families, it's different personalities, you know, it's definitely something that needs to be discussed.
So this sort of ties in with the fact that when you become married to someone, all the family becomes one, so that includes in-laws. So whether you have a good relationship or a bad relationship with the in-laws is not the point. The point is that you have to be on the same page with your partner in terms of when and how time is spent with in-laws, yet also setting boundaries where there needs to be, because now you're marrying someone, you have your own family with that person, you're kind of creating your own little close-knit family. So extended family is important and everything, but you also have to be on the same page with your spouse in terms of when you need to set those boundaries so that you're also prioritizing your own little new family that you've created. All right guys, so question number 10. What do you need from your spouse to resolve conflict in your life? Now what I mean by that is that some people like to be left alone when there's a problem in their lives. Some people, if they're having a bad day at work or something, they want to talk about it. So you need to be on the same page with your partner to know how to go about navigating those problems in life.
Also, us women, I think we need to be a little more honest with what we want, because a lot of the times, for example, if we are arguing or something like that, I usually just walk away, and I always tell him, like, just leave me alone, and I walk away. I am expecting him to come after me, even though I told him to leave me alone.
I still don't know when she wants me to go to her and when she doesn't.
But yes, but that's why it's important for you to talk to your spouse. I always tell him, like, honey, when I'm upset and I walk away, I know I tell you to leave me alone, but I really would like for you to follow me.
Sometimes when Ellen gets home from a bad day of work, I don't know if she wants me to go to the room and talk things out with her to see what happened, or if she wants to be left alone. So these are important communication items to have with your spouse to know how to resolve conflict and how to approach problems together as a team. So that's it for our 10 questions of what to ask before getting married. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, like the video, leave a comment below of what you think needs to be asked before marriage.
And also don't forget to check out the Pull Up podcast premiering today. Again, everything will be linked in the description below. Thanks for sticking with us, and we'll catch you next time.
Pitter patter, pitter patter, patter. Sometimes the other...
Sorry.
So, in our first...
I'm so sorry.
All right. All right, so we've quite... And we also...
Really would like for you to follow me. That's our little one. Sky, stop it.
I'm like in a train of thought here. I don't know what point I'm trying to make.
You're like Michael Scott. I start a sentence and I hope it gets there.
I just hope to find myself along the way.